Hi, Larry K, shadowanyone.com/PS. Today I'm going to tell you two things. One, I'm going to explain the real basics of serving process and why that helps you out as an investigator or someone who's trying to get into the investigative field. And two, I'm going to give you a case study that really explains everything that I'm talking about. So number one, process serving. What it is very quickly is when one person or company sues another, they get a date in court, they file a complaint, and the person who's being sued, the defendant, needs to be notified of this. You can't just file suit against somebody and show up and tell the judge your side of the story and get a judgment in your favor. The other guy's got to have a fair shake at showing up. And the most fair way to make sure that they really know that this is going on is what's called personal process service. You actually, a process server takes the service pack from the attorneys or from the courthouse, brings it to the person, says, here's some court papers, you've got a court date, and you don't actually have to say that. But here's what it looks like. You've got a service pack, and literally what you do is you pick up this service pack, either from the law firm or from the courthouse. It has this one in particular has a summons for the person to appear, and then the next many pages is the actual complaint. It lists the parties involved and what the lawsuit is about. And this is the service pack that the defendant needs to get. So you'd pick that up, you'd bring it to the defendant, and then you take back one page out of that. You never even give it to the defendant, and you file it with the court. It's called a return of service. Now, don't let this file it with the court thing sound, oh, I've never done that before, I don't know what that is. When you file a return of service with the court, you literally take the sheet of paper to the courthouse, you slide it across the counter to the clerk, they put in a date time stamp on it with a time clock, and that's it. They put it in a file, they do everything, you're done. How do you file something with the court? You take it down there, you slide it across the counter, and that's all there is to it. So you can see the process itself is very simple. You pick up the pack, you deliver the pack, you file a return of service. Now the reason, and you get paid. You get paid for this, by the way, usually about $50 a serve. So you can see that this kind of thing, you don't have to serve very many packs before you're actually making some real money there. Now, what happens is it doesn't always go that smoothly. So you need these skills as an investigator. What happens if the address that they have on the person is bad? What if the person doesn't want to take process from you? What if they're trying to avoid their court obligation? Maybe it has nothing to do with you. They just, their car is being repossessed. Nothing to do with you or the court case you're involved, but they're hiding because they don't want their car taken. So here's where you're going to need your investigative skills. And let me give you a case study example of this. A large company rents construction equipment to contractors and subcontractors. So we're talking about bulldozers, backhoes, that type of thing. Big expensive gear, $80,000, $100,000, $120,000 gear and up. So they rent to a contractor an $80,000 piece of equipment. The contractor never returns it. The big company tries everything they can. Eventually they resolve that they have to sue this guy to recover their losses, to either get the equipment back or to get the 80 grand to replace it. Plus they're going to want the money that they could have made renting it out while this guy had it. And they're going to get their legal fees in that as well. So you're talking, maybe $100,000. And numbers like this for cases are very, very common, very common. So you as a process server, you're given the pack, you go out to the contractor's house to serve him, and you look and it's all boarded up. There's nobody there. It's clearly an abandoned house. What do you do? Here's where you're getting that investigative experience. You're going to have to do some skip tracing. You have to find this person. All right, and this pays a lot better than just $50 a serve, by the way. And I cover all of this in the Investigator's Ultimate Guide to Missing Persons and Fugitives at shadowanyone.com/PS for process serving. And so it's all covered there. You're going to get paid more for a case like this. But now you got to put on, you're not just delivering papers, you've got to put on your investigator hat, and you're going to do some skip tracing. So you're going to use the resources and things that you know about that, and there's a whole section on the Investigator's Ultimate Guide to Process Serving. There's a whole section called Detective Work that teaches, it's like a mini skip trace course. And you're going to go about trying to find this guy. And you do what you can, and you find out that the guy, you don't have an address on him, but you do find out that maybe he comes every Friday to pick up some money from his mom. So that's a good thing. You go out and you're doing a surveillance on his mom's house, a stakeout, and you can see right away this is playing into what you do as an investigator. You're sitting on mom's house, and here up pulls the guy's truck, but out hops a woman. Looks like maybe it's his girlfriend. She goes into mom's house, comes out, gets in the truck, and drives off. Well, this still doesn't help you serve him. You've got to follow her, and maybe she's going to lead you to where they're staying, or something else that's going to get you closer to this guy. So you end up doing surveillance following her, and you come back to a trailer or wherever they're staying, and now you're able to serve process on this guy or go to the next step. A lot of investigative work and experience is built up when you're process serving and you're paid for it. So if you're thinking, oh, okay, Larry, I want to be a private investigator. I don't really want to be a process server, but you're having trouble getting your foot in the door. Becoming a private investigator, kind of hard, very hard, and becoming a process server, very easy. So go over to shadowanyone.com/PS, take a look at the information there, get the course, learn about being a process server, completely guaranteed. If you watch it, you say, this is not for me, I don't like it, you send it back, you get back every penny you paid, not a problem. But for sure, do yourself the favor of checking it out. This is Larry K, shadowanyone.com/PS, saying do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.